don't step over the line though. Everybody, anybody is up for everybody. And that's, I got bigger fish to fry. I got people to save. I ain't even on a rap shit. I already beat the rap shit. I ain't beat the money shit. I already beat the baddest bitch shit. I already beat the drip. So I'm not even competition. I'm not even competition with Lucien. We competition with the French bake that own 85% of Africa. How about that? While we fighting amongst each other. We in competition with Spotify. Get niggas 500 million. Said work it out amongst yourselves. Y'all ain't got shit on me. Y'all ran my name through the mud. Y'all took all that position. You gave the other niggas my position coach. Ain't nobody king over me. Every summer there's no king. I'm the king because I'm the only one against y'all. I'm the only one that's gonna go against y'all. That's why. That's why. Easy over everything.
What is up with it, y'all? It's Coffee. Tapping back in, and man, Ye just really been on one ever since the Grammys. It seemed to be the jump off point at this point in time, man. Because if you follow the whole blueprint, the way he moves with Ye, right, it always seems like when he'll, I don't know, let's say disrespect Harriet Tubman, or just go on all these rants and say off the wall ish, like kind of what he was saying in that rant there, right? And we saw it collectively once come to a point of him getting checked to his face IRL, because that's kind of the wild thing in these times that we live in nowadays, right? People just see blogosphere ish, you know what I'm saying? People getting on a video just saying this, saying that, doing this, doing that in a controlled like environment, like this is a video, this ain't IRL, this is just like, hey, I'm picking up a device now, I could tell you guys I'm in the Illuminati, or I run the world, or some ish like that. But it's just really a motherfucker talking into a device, you know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted with a lot of these cats that make content or are rappers or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's just something recorded and thrown off into the blogosphere. You smell me? You know what I mean? When things happen IRL and it's not a controlled environment, things often go way different. And we saw that with Ye when he got G-checked right in his face by what's bro's name? Van Lathan, right on TMZ, where Van just told him what it was, and Kanye got emotional and ended up hugging Van. Like, he was telling him, yo, man, you're morphing into something that I just don't even know what it is. And for the rest of us that live in the real world, like, I'm appalled at the type of ish you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm getting at is this always happens in spurts with Ye. He'll go off the wall with all this ish for a few weeks, and then he'll disappear back off into the abyss, the blogosphere, Twilight Zone, only to come back 6 months later, 8 months later, things like that, often deleting social media accounts on different platforms and stuff like that in the meantime. And it all started this time around where we're at now currently at the Grammys, to what I recall. Comment and let me know if there was a different jump off point that you're aware of. But he had his wife pull up, him and her on a red carpet. Don Lemon tries to get the interview, and they're like, yo, no interviews. I got to get focused, this, that, and the third. Then next thing you know, she's slipping up out the jacket, getting butt ass naked, walking around on the red carpet, and then they're up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you see Don Lemon and Ye beefing the next day, where Ye's calling Don Lemon the C word and telling him, like, yo, you made up this rumor and lie that I got kicked out of the Grammys, because other reports were emerging saying Ye wasn't kicked out of the Grammys, that he showed up with an entourage that wasn't invited. He got escorted up out of there, and that's what it was. And like that this was a ploy for attention, and he was blaming it on Don Lemon, saying, Don, you started the lie. Don was saying, no, someone from your team reached out to me, asked me to correct the inconsistency in the news report, and I did just that. And yo, you got that MAGA hat on way too tight, got your head all flucked up. What's wrong with you, Ye, for you to call me the C word? You're the ultimate C word. And it was just wild. And personally, I think that Don Lemon and Ye planned this out together, that they were just pushing for clout tokens together, a ploy, a publicity stunt, a piece of content, that continued a story that they were telling. They were trolling, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? And now it's grown into this wild thing where Ye is posting about NAZISs. This man said Hitler was fresh. He's saying a lot of things again about JEWS, and it's turning into this whole this wild situation. I don't even know what and where and when to comment on it, but I want to know what everyone out there thinks about it all. It's wild too. You've seen him with Aiden Ross. Aiden's like, DMs or texts are getting leaked out where Aiden's and Ye were talking, and he's like, yo, don't do me like you did Kai Senate and walk out or whatever. And Ye's talking about, yo, I never had nothing clearly set up with Kai. He's capping or something like that. You know what I mean? And then he's like, address me as sir. And then, you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, Aiden Ross calls him sir a few times, and he says, yo, you did that so much, it's condescending. And then he's putting out things that JEWSs are condescending. And I don't know, man. He's going all the way back to the motherfucking World War II and siding with the NAZISs. And I don't even know what to make of it, what to think of it. What is Ye's plan? Why is he doing this? In that rant that we seen in the beginning, was he saying that he's just so out of the ordinary that he's going to war with Spotify, with the streaming platforms, with the music industry? Just like his point of view and perspective is just so high up in the clouds that he's just such a mega power within himself that what life looks like, or what things, issues people think of to the everyday individual, Ye is on some different type timing. You know what I mean? That he's a tycoon and he looks at things differently, or what? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But he's going back in the time machine, and he's rocking with Adolph. Is pretty fucking crazy. Ain't that wild too? Think about that Adolph and Aiden have very similar names. I don't know the symbology of it all, but something that has bugged the fuck out in the midst of all this to me is Rapper the Game, right? I always pointed out, man, I was a big fan of the Game, but he done flucked up and just became looked at as like kind of an ultimate goofy, no real credibility, just hurting for money after the actual assault lawsuits that he lost. And he's been cooking the books with WACK100 for damn near a motherfucking decade to hide his brethren from this broad that's coming for it all, that he lost in court, not taking the lawsuit similar. And it's so crazy too, is basically what we're getting at is the Game is latching on to and leeching into Ye for cloud tokens for himself. The documentary 3 was supposed to drop. It ain't come out yet. Now he's trying to get back in documentary 3 mode. And you see this dude is going so hard and ham with it to the point that he put up a video with Ye, right? And him, and he has a filter where Ye's face is on his face, and he's like, what's better than one Ye? Two Ye's. And he started this whole viral campaign right when Ye started his at the Grammys. You know what I'm saying? Game had to put out that he was there with him. He was a part of the entourage. Him and Ye have history, just like when Drillmatic dropped, the last project that Rapper the Game dropped. He had to get back to beefing with 50 Cent, someone who obviously we know the whole story of G-Unit and all that, and for all these years he would diss, let's make up, let's have a reunion. No, okay, diss, make up, have a reunion, wash, rinse, and repeat, till the point we saw him and Fifth actually make up after Fifth made it clear when the whole thing went in Dubai, a very viral scene where an unsuspected Lloyd Banks, seemingly looking shocked, bumped into the Game and they took a flick together, and WACK100 is put it out there that he was the ultimate mastermind behind it. You know what I mean? That he's such a genius. For every crater that he has in his face is a billion brain points that the next man don't got. That's how smart he is. All those craters represent his fucking genius, you heard? And the Game, or I'm sorry, Fifth let it be known at that point in time, like, yo, take a look at this flick. The reason for this beef running so deep goes beyond what the fans and hip-hop heads see. You know what I'm saying? This ain't just some rap beef. Lodi Mack lost his life behind all this. You know what I'm saying? The game had Jimmy Henchman representing him as a manager, the same guy that did Tupac wrong. He did a lot of other fluckery. You know, Fifth Dun went on to call him Jimmy the Rat. And he let it be known, this is just deeper than what you think. There's been bloodshed, lives lost behind this. R.I.P. Lodi Mack. You know what I mean? And then they still squashed the beef after all that, only for the game to turn around and diss them all over again just for clout tokens when Jarrell Maddox was about to drop. Also going on to Drink Champs and dissing dissing Dr. Dre, saying Kanye did more for him than Dr. Dre ever did. Kanye did more in the last 2 weeks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, here he goes again now, right? When Kanye is jumping off into this whole viral campaign, you know, the game got to get his too. And I was originally just looking at this like, oh, here we go. You know, the game trying to do whatever to go viral. How pitiful, how disgusting, how pathetic. But now I'm like, yo, these two are very similar in their bipolar ways. You know what I mean? And it's just fucking nuts. It's morphed into something else with Kanye, you know, putting out swastika merch and, you know, saluting the, what's it called? White power. Like, can you believe it? What in the fuck is really good? What is going on? And then to make it even go a bit further, WACK100 was saluting all this as well, saying he respects the white power history.
You may be on trying to get a line way over there to the other side. So when they send in the line, we got to trust each other that we ain't going to pull it in and take what's on the line. Mm-hmm. So when the line come and stop, we fish it in and we keep sending it until it gets to where it's going. Yeah. Now that'll start a riot too. You get a dope fiend, pull somebody line in.
Crossing it.
They showed that shit on American Me, dude did that, right? Pulling in and crossing it, it'll start a riot. So, you know, it's a lot of crazy stuff goes on in there, but at some time, you gotta have some type of camaraderie, bro, with the people in there, bro. That's the only way you're gonna survive. Your one race doesn't have everything.
Right.
Everybody has a stronghold on what they have.
Okay. So would you hold it against him if you were able to view like a video reel of the most racist things that he ever said while he was locked up? Or is that just like, you understand? When you're in that environment, that's how it goes.
Why people get mad that I say I respect Trump.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why. They got mad at me, and I set my own people up. They say Trump does these little signs that mean this and mean that. I said, yo, the era Trump comes from, that's what's in it. And the fact that he ain't turning his back on his people, the fact that he's representing his people in some kind of way, I respect it. They went crazy on me. Oh, what kind of dude is you? I said, well, what did we say when the brothers in the Olympics wanted to put up the Black Power sign? We applauded it, right? We expected them to represent us. So I can respect a man that lets me know who he is and what he's about.
But I feel like I got to acknowledge that the Black Power sign and the Hail Hitler salute kind of mean different things.
No, it doesn't. Listen.
A little different context.
No, I'm going to tell you why.
The same way that white power and black power have different meanings in society, even though they're literally the same thing.
The Black Power sign means just that, black power. Hail Hitler sign means just that, white power. So if you're a white dude and that's what you stand for or represent, what you supposed to do? If you a Crip, you're going to throw the C up, not the B, right? So anybody that I see in position, and that's the problem with our people. We get in position and we be scared to represent because we be like, they going to kick us out of here. Trump is letting it be known. I seen last week, maybe you can tell me who they were. Instead of the hoods, they had the white shiesties.
Who?
You seen it?
No.
They come up the Capitol building. Find it, bro. They come to the Capitol building up the escalator about 300-400 deep. Suited and booted with the white shiesties.
What's the shiesties? What's that?
Instead of the hoods, it was white.
Face mask.
Oh, the face.
That just has this part.
All white.
Yeah.
So I know what it's symbolic for. But it was you could tell it was all those type of people, right? But guess what? They say, well, Trump's empowering them. I said, bro, that's where you come from.
I feel like it's unfair to put him in the same bucket as Trump when Trump literally came from millionaires, has been in real estate his entire life in New York City compared to the upbringing that he had growing up in like a fucking trailer park at one point, getting involved in meth trafficking at a young age and everything. It's a very different upbringing.
What I'm saying is, Trump's grandfather had some slaves. Trump's damn near 80. He comes from that. This is a fact.
His grandfather?
I guarantee you.
In Manhattan?
Listen, bro, if Trump's 80, his father is still living, got to be 100 something. His grandfather would be about 150. Subtract that from today and what era that puts you in.
Slavery was abolished like almost 200 years ago.
What, 1800s? I believe his listen. No, pull the one up. You see it?
Those are the only ones I know.
No. Pull the one up, bro. It was like last week. They was coming up to either the inauguration or something.
I feel like I would have seen that.
Bro, it was like 200 of them. They had their military gear on with the white shiesties on. They wasn't black, it was white, I swear to God.
I don't know, I missed that.
But I mean, at the end of the day, you know, when Obama was in there, Obama did a lot of shit to represent us.
Uh-huh.
Obama played Jay-Z doing the goddamn...
I feel like, okay, the Hail Hitler salute is really, to a lot of people, basically saying that white people need to control our country and our society. I feel like the Black Power salute was really like them saying, we want equal rights for black people. Now, obviously, like, extremists take the Black Power thing to a different extent, probably, but I feel like it's kind of unfair to compare the two.
Listen.
So I don't know, man. I can't even call it Kanye on this, a place we've seen him before doing all this wild-ish. I don't know if it's for the attention, for the clout tokens, for the publicity, or what it is, what it could be. The game, we know, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what he does. He always wants attention. He's always name dropping people, just like WACK100. They're a match made in hell. It's even more comedy when you see the way that he came in to be his manager, friendly extortion, got him in a chokehold by saving him from 40 Glock and all that, and having Suge Knight pull up on the scene. The game put out the Pyro distress call for Wack and Suge to pull up, and Wack to say, yo, 40, fall back. Let me get him, under the wing a little bit. I got you. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't really ever have him because, Wack's a cold snake, like we said, in Wack's logic thinking, he believes every crater represents the genius points that everyone else don't have. And is just getting messy and just on the contrary, flucking nuts, where we're seeing Nazis being saluted by rappers and swastikas, and I just don't even know what to make of it. I can't call it, but I want to know what y'all think about it all up in the comments. So hit the comments, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned for updates. It's Coffee, and I'm gone, y'all. Peace.